Most Venerable Sayadaw Ji Sitaku Sayadaw, Venerable Professor, ladies and gentlemen, it is a remarkable time for me to be here to present our experiences. I think you all know more about concept. In the morning, Most Venerable Brahma Pandit try to give you more information about concept of mindfulness and concentration. But the thing is, how can we apply Buddha teaching to use in our life, our work, politics, education, and so on? The real Buddha teaching is not come from Tripitaka. That is my perspective. The real Buddha teaching comes from whatever you try to apply to use in life. Because the Buddha achieved enlightenment from doing meditation. Mindfulness brings the man to achieve enlightenment. Everything comes from doing and try to practice. And today as well, I try to share my experiences with you all concerning mindfulness. What is the way we are going to do now? This is my topic. Mindfulness and concentration-based learning. We call MCBL. I can assure you that it is the first time in the world we try to apply mindfulness and concentration into our school. We try to apply this one to primary school and secondary school in Thailand. Why mindfulness and concentration-based learning? Why MCBL? That is the question. Let's see what happened. Now, our young generation are facing many complicated situations, such as materialism, consumerism, conflict, and violence. Every time they know more about this matter, in media or society, they learn everything from the parents, politicians, something like that. Yes, our young generation learn more about this from them all. This is materialism and consumerism. They learn from our society. Another thing is that no one preserves environment. This time we are facing global warming. That's why Chief Justice told me in the morning the weather is changing in your country, in Thailand, and everywhere around the world. No one preserves environment. That is, no one preserves our planet. That is a problem. Another thing is that is digital era. They learn more things concerning innovation, technology, but they have no mindfulness. So the thing is, we have to put mindfulness in front of that. Should be mindful digital or digital mind. That is the thing we have to do. Now we call digital mind. Let them have mindfulness whenever they have to use technology. AI. When we talk about artificial intelligence, of course they have more intelligence, but the problem is they are unable to control AI. But how we can make it valuable? Mindfulness is so important. We have to put it in there. We have to put mindfulness in front AI as well. This is the thing that Ministry of Education, they appoint one group, that is Thai government. They appoint one group to find a way how can we solve the problem, because now primary school, secondary school, they are facing the problem. In digital era, how can we apply mindfulness to use in the life when they wake up in the morning, when they go to school and stays in there all the day and go back to their home again? This is the reason why Ministry of Education have to appoint one committee to take the best care of this matter, to find a way how can we apply mindfulness and concentration to use in daily life, especially our young generation. It is a regulation that Minister of Education, they appoint one committee to take the best care of this, especially 150 minutes a week, which means 50 minutes or 1 hour a week. Monk have to teach students at the primary school and secondary school as well. They have to teach Buddha teaching at the school. But the problem is, there are too many content. We have Buddha teaching, but how can we apply and to make it proper in digital era? That is the problem is. After that, in this committee, they appoint Professor Bhawan Saguvano, and of course we have just good advisor, Professor Pramapandit, to be our advisor. I'm a vice chair to take the best care of this matter. So after that, we bring students, their parents, whoever relate with this matter, whoever relate with teaching Buddha in the school, we bring them all to have a workshop and ask them all, what is the problem is in the past? What you would like me to do? How can we teach mindfulness and concentration properly and more effectively in primary school and secondary school? We bring them all to be here. The thing is, now we have handful in leaf, handful of leaf, we say like that. Handful of leaf. Whose leaf? That is for you all. As a master, as a monk, you know more about Buddhism. You are able to find a way to solve the problem. But what about primary school? Grade 1, 2, 3, 4? We have to put the Dhamma into the hand, and should be the hand. It's not your hand. The hand is a small one, and your hand is a big one. So what about the Dhamma? We should put into the hand properly. So that's why we call handful of a leaf, something like that. We talked together many times, how long we took more time to finish 1 year. 1 year we tried to finish the model, how to teach mindfulness and concentration in the school like that. We invite many experts, psychologists, socialists, monks, lay, activists, come to join hands in hand to decide the model, how can we teach mindfulness and concentration properly and more effectively for primary school and secondary school. We call mindful school. The next speaker will follow this matter as well. Mindful school. We call mindfulness in education like that. So they're so boring. Whenever there is a lot of contents, we try to put Buddha teaching to our young generation. We never ask them all, do you like it? What do you want? But there are too many students, they told me that I'm so boring. Of course, teachers, they are so happy whenever they have to teach Buddha teaching to young generation, but they never ask young generation, do you like it? I'm so boring. That's why we have to try the proper way to apply Buddha teaching to them all. They're so boring. See, a lot of content. This time we call learning. This is learning. So far, we have knowledge-based learning. Knowledge-based learning, which means we try to put more information and content to young generation, and we never decide and make it proper and teach our young generation. There are too many information and knowledge. There are too many Buddha teaching, Paticca Samuppada, the Four Noble Truths. Oh, you teach primary school and put the deep Dhamma. That's why they don't understand about the Buddha teaching. The second one we call mindfulness-based learning. So far we have knowledge-based learning, but now we try to change a little bit from knowledge-based learning to mindfulness-based learning. Everything should start from mindfulness, not information and knowledge. So far, just put knowledge and information to our young generation. But now we start from mindfulness-based learning. So, this is the boring teacher. The first one, we have to let them all being mindful. Who are being mindful? It should be principal. It should be lecturer. They all should have mindfulness. So after that, teaching mindfully. Whenever they have to teach students, they have to teach mindfully. And the last one, teaching mindfulness. That is step by step. But if you no have mindfulness, if lecturer no have mindfulness, they are unable to be mindful lecturer, how can you teach young generation and let them all to be mindful? That's why we have to train lecturer first, something like that. They are so boring. Now, you can see many countries that try to put mindfulness. What is MCBL? Now, we know why we have to put this program into primary school and teach MCBL around Thailand this semester. What is that? UNESCO, they try to explain about mind. Peace of mind, peace come from your mind. Violence and war come from your mind as well. So, for this reason, everything should start from mind by teaching mindfulness. Let them practice mindfully. When we talk about this, that is mindfulness. In the morning, most Venerable Prabhupada Pandit tried to explain there are two kinds of mindfulness. The first one, memory. The second one, awakening. Of course, so far in Thailand, we know more about memory. When you practice meditation, you will have just good memory. But no one talk about how mindfulness can bring you to be awakened one. That is the problem. We have to let our students to have an awakening. That's why there are two kinds of mindfulness. First one, passive mindfulness, and the second one, active mindfulness. One thing I learned from mindfulness, in Thailand, our students, they know more about passive mindfulness. They are so calm, they are so peaceful. Their mind is so calm and peaceful. But their body will be like this. Don't move it. Just sit like this. Stand like this. This is we call mindfulness. There are too many lecturers that stand like that. If you move like this, you don't have mindfulness and concentration. But that is not true. The Buddha tries to explain that whenever you practice mindfulness, mindfulness will bring you awakening one. You will be awake all the time. You can walk, you can run, you can play music all the time. You be mindful. That is we call active mindfulness. We have to change their mind and try to change their mindset from passive mindfulness to active mindfulness. That is the thing we try to do in Thailand at this moment. And now we invite all students. There are too many students in countryside in Bangkok to come to share what is mindfulness I would like to learn from lecturer. They all would be able to have chance to decide whatever they would like to learn. First time we ask them all, what is would like to know more and learn from us. Invite too many students to join us, hands in hand, because it's the thing they have to use it. Whenever they have to use it, please invite them all to come here and decide the model with each other, the way to teach mindfulness. This is the model. We took time for 1 year to decide model we call MCBT, mindfulness and concentration based learning. Inside there are two words. There are mindfulness and concentration. Mindfulness is starting point of concentration. No mindfulness, no concentration at all. Everything starts from mindfulness. So when we try to practice mindfulness, at the same time concentration will occur suddenly. Two things go together, mindfulness, concentration. Concentration come back to help to develop mindfulness. Two things have to go together, but everything comes from mindfulness, passive and active. That is the thing we try to do. When they practice mindfulness and concentration, after that three things will occur. We call Sila Sikha, Chitta Sikha, Panya Sikha. Sila Sikha, Chitta Sikha, and Panya Sikha. We grow up because of mindfulness and concentration. We try to be mindful. Suddenly, concentration will occur. Two things is like a friend, like a close friend. Close friend, we help sin, samadhi, panya occur because of this. After that, this is a learning outcome. This is outside here, we call learning outcome. So far, we never put learning outcome. When you learn Buddhism in school, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? It is first time in Thailand we put learning outcome. When you learn from primary school, secondary school, 5 things will occur. That is start from mindfulness. That is the first one. The second one we expect to occur will be loving kindness or compassion. The third one will be integrity. The fourth one will be respect. And the last one will be truth. There are 4 learning outcomes. When you learn Buddha teaching, have to occur after 50 minutes. Every 50 minutes a week, you learn 50 minutes, then we will talk to you. And we try to observe what about mindfulness, what about loving kindness, integrity, respect, and truth. That is the thing we call learning outcome. When you learn mindfulness and concentration in school like that. Here, that is the thing. We understand that mindfulness will change your brain, change your mind, change your brain, because we observe all the time about this matter. This one, mindfulness occur, concentration will occur, and the last one, wisdom will occur. That is the thing we have to train our young generation to be like this. See, this is a memory and mindfulness. This is a research. See, you can see the research. Mindfulness and memory. When you try best to practice mindfulness and concentration, you will have just good memory every week, every hour. That is research, explained like that. The thing is, what about you breathe? Some students is not so calm anymore. When they come from their home and they join hand in the room, we can observe their breath is not good anymore. When they practice again and again, we understand that during meditation, that's the result of doing meditation or mindfulness in school. And another thing is that when you practice meditation, this is a decrease. This is increase. Emotion will be low, increase, depressed, delusion, anxiety, you calm down. When you practice and doing meditation, your mind is very good and you never take advantage. You will have self-confidence. You would be able to work, to stay with your friend, learn. Everything will go well for that. That is research. Approve everything we try to do. This is like this. This is Chulalongkorn University. They do research. See, it is somebody who have mindfulness. And if somebody who don't have mindfulness, they try to take the best care of the group of the three. Whenever you don't have mindfulness, everything is not good anymore. If you have mindfulness, even the tree will grow up and beautiful. Everything comes from your breath and your mind. That's why we train our students. Another thing, when you have mindfulness will bring loving kindness, compassion, and bring you all to be peaceful. That's why I try to tell you in the morning, no peace without mindfulness. No compassion without mindfulness. That's very important. That is the reason why we have to train them all in the school. And how? This is the process. There are 6 steps. There are 6 steps that we try to put into our school. We train our lecturer to teach 6 steps. There are 6 steps that we have to use. How can we teach students in school 50 minutes a week? This is the thing we put in there. And now we train our lecturer already. Another thing is that this milestone. This is milestone. But so far, we never evaluate our students. There are 5 stones in there. There are stones. Now, primary school, grade 1, we would like them all to be awakening, to be awake, or we would like them all to be awakened. And from grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, that one to be like that, awakening. And grade 4, 5, 6, let them all to be, how can we let just goodness and mindfulness grow up in their mind? For the secondary school, 1, 2, 3, we would like them all to change their mind, to strong enough, because they have to meet, there are too many friends in the school. That's the reason why we have to let them all have wisdom for change. Let them have wisdom for change their life. And the last one, being. That is a secondary school. How to be just good human being, how to be just good person. Everything. We have to train them all. That is milestone from primary school to secondary school. For example, primary school, we would like them all to be hero. They have to ask themselves, I am a hero. That is primary school. We will ask them all, who is your hero? When they was a child, they explore cartoon every time. They have a hero in their mind. Let them write down and do a painting. Say, this is their hero. This is their hero. See, there's their hero. We ask them all, when we try to start this one, who is your hero? My son and my daughter. They will write down. We never tell them that, now today I will start with loving kindness. I will bring Buddha teaching to teach you. This is the Buddha. We never manipulate and control our students. But now, let them think about it. Who is your hero? After that, we will explain that. This is a lecturer. We explain that is your hero. This is my hero. Siddhartha Bodhisattva is my hero. We share with each other. We never control you all. This is our hero. He will be like this. This is a pilot project that we put into approximately 500 schools in Thailand. Primary school and secondary school concerning MCBL, something like that. Now, we train our lecturer around Thailand. We train our lecturer the way to teach MCBL. This one. 600 schools in Thailand will be pilot project. It is the time to bring all young generation to understand more Buddha teaching. And this is the way of life. It is the way of life. This is your life, it's not my life. Because of this, we can inspire them all and let them know more Buddha teaching, learn from their mind and body. The Buddha teaching achieved enlightenment, not from outside his mind. The Buddha achieved enlightenment from his mind and body. Our young generation as well. They will understand the real life, the meaning of life is not from other people, but from their light. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
We will give Q&A for 2 questions. I take 2 questions at this time, please.
My name is Prof. Santipato from Institute of Buddhist Management for Happiness and Peace, IBHAP, Thailand. I would like to ask your opinion on because the framework of MCBL is like a Trisikha, Atisila Sikha, Tijita Sikha, Tipanya Sikha. It's not that different from the Buddhist oriented school 10 years ago, Dongvien Vithi Put. But because of we don't have mindfulness-based evaluation, so the structure is the same. So how are we going to be sure that MCBL going to work in this school system? May I ask your opinion on that? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venerable. That is a good question. Because so far there are too many people. Sometimes is a Minister of Education asks me directly, how can this work? Because of this, we try to try out. We try out 2 or 3 times. We invite students. After we try to decide this model and framework and this process, when we make it finish and make it proper one, then we invite students and come to share what do you think about it. So when no one gives us suggestion, we invite many students, primary school, secondary school, and we train our lecturer first, then teach them all to be mindful. 6 steps, under the 6 steps, 1, 2, 3, 6 steps. So, 2 or 3 times before we will announce and let many schools in Thailand to use this one. That's why we can assure 2,000 lecturers around Thailand to make them sure, because we try out and try to make it proper already, something like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question, the last question, please. Any hands?
Yes, please, most venerable.
This is not so much a question, really, but it's more a comment on what I've been hearing today. And I feel a bit concerned about all this. I feel a bit concerned for the future of Buddhism when I hear so much about mindfulness. I'm not hearing about right mindfulness. I can tell you that I know people in prison who have been very mindful as they've robbed the houses they've burgled. The other thing that I've noticed in the what you've said and what other people have said has been an absence of discipline. I know discipline isn't a very popular term these days, but actually it's fundamental to any kind of learning or development, and particularly with meditation practice. So I'm a bit troubled by some of the things I've been hearing. I've also noticed, because we teach Buddhism in the schools in England, and I've been doing this for years now. In more recent years, I have a young monk, my pupil, who does the schools for me. Now, I don't do the schools, but it's very interesting that the children quickly take an interest in the teachings of Buddhism. So it's not very difficult to talk to the children about change, for example, and for examples of change, and so on. So I'm a little bit, I disagree with you a bit on some of this, and I'm a bit worried by this kind of, it's sounding almost like fanaticism around mindfulness. I'd also just like to comment that in the West, mindfulness has become a big money-making industry, conducted by a lot of people who don't know very much, frankly. So that's a concern in the West, and not much in the way of ethics. When we hear about the military in America, the drones operators, the soldiers being taught mindfulness. Why? To make them more efficient. What is their job? The job of a soldier is to kill. So, I think we've got to be a bit more careful. At a meeting we had of monks some time ago, quite a lot of concern was raised about the development of mindfulness, and even we began to talk about abandoning the word mindfulness and simply going back to using sati because of what it's beginning to mean in the West. We're losing control of it. It's no longer part of Buddhism. And I'm a bit concerned, so I'm sorry this is a bit long-winded, but I felt I should say something about how I'm feeling about what I'm hearing. So I'm sorry if it's, I don't mean to be offensive, but I need to, I think, say that.
Thank you, Most Venerable. I think that is good suggestion that we have to bring back to talk to our group who try best to design this model. because the thing that I bring this model to share with most venerable and you all, because we need more suggestion like this. So I have no more time to explain more about changing. Why why secondary school have to use this term. But inside there, we have 20 hours to explain and let them all learn step by step. But anyway, I would like to thank most people to give us suggestions. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. Before going to